How's it going, my budding little sound wizards? It's Artifact, and I'm wearing a bucket hat on top of my Audacity headphones today. We're going to listen to this little tiny bass that I've made. It's not tiny, it's fat. It's called the Lazy Bass. Have a little listen to the loop. I really like this bass because it's got a kind of dragging, lazy feel, as if it just can't really get up out of bed, but it's quite big and fat and juicy still. So let's have a quick look at the Vital patch. And this patch and another one I just made this morning, I've just uploaded to my Patreon. If you join there, you can also access my Discord, where I've got loads of channels of chat, and we talk mostly every day about D&B, production, tips, feedback every week. We talk about investments, dating, like loads of stuff. It's a really nice little family vibe. So yeah, definitely feel free to check that out if you want to also grab some free presets as well. Anyway, today let's turn off these disgusting effects that just no one wants to hear in a demonstration until the end. And let's start with, ooh, that's low. So I've got the low-high fold wave here, which is one of the normal ones in Vital. And I've got a bit of unison on this one. I've got two voices. I've recently started to like doing this. I like having one with one voice and then one with two voices. So you've got control of the middle one and then the side ones separately. And they're just pitched at different octaves. And although it's the same wavetable, by using this bar here, we can cycle through the kind of different versions of it. And I've just put some modulation on this kind of wave-shaping bar here. And the main kind of modulations that we've got going on this synth is a 1/8, a sort of ramping down, where I've just tweaked the kind of shape of it to get a particular desired result. And same thing, well, not the same thing, but the LFO3 here is doing a slower variation of movement. And I've used this also on this bar here. So it's going up and down at 1/8, but then the LFO3 is causing the bar to go down over time as well. So as we hold out the note, the sound changes, so it becomes a little bit more interesting. So if I just solo this part here, it's like throughout the course of the MIDI notes, the sound is slightly changing. So that keeps it a little bit more interesting, you know, as a kind of pattern, so it doesn't always repeat. And yeah, the next thing is just the kind of sine wave underneath. And then, yeah, just to finish that off, we add in a bit of white noise. We frequency modulate that into one of these oscillators, just this oscillator 2 here. And yeah, oscillator 1 is also frequency modulating from oscillator 2. So we're kind of just mixing. I like to think of it simply as just like blending things together a bit more to get a bit more of a kind of words. Yeah, lost them. All right. Next, the envelope 1 is the amplitude, and I've controlled it a little bit here. So we've actually got this kind of attack. So that's what's sort of creating this lazy kind of feeling. Because otherwise it's very sharp and on the beat. But just by turning this up and giving it a bit of delay, just kind of happens after the fact a little bit, and after the artifact, and also on this LFO3 here, where we have this slowly variating effect happening on the kind of wave shape here. Sorry if this is all too complicated. It's a bit of a complex patch, but yeah, the delay is also set on, so it also starts just after we hit the MIDI note. So again, it just exaggerates this kind of lazy feeling that we've got going on. But yeah, it kind of already sounds nice, and with the kind of MIDI notes that I've used to create this kind of fill at the end of the bar, it definitely creates a certain kind of vibe for that little segment. And yeah, the chorus, just as I said before, it just smears everything together a little bit. And just by playing with the amount of delay on 1 and 2, we can just change the kind of sound of it slightly to make it sound, you know, a little bit more coherent. But you can see that really like nicely widens things out a bit more. And yeah, we can just play with the mix a little bit. go straight onto the filter. Obviously, everything in here already is really high harmonic content. So the filter is what we're going to do, like kind of how we did on yesterday's video with the fast Neurofunk bass. We kind of like get these high frequencies in first, then filter them out, and then reintroduce some extra high end. And another thing I've done here on this one, which is really cool, is again, we're using both LFOs. So we've got the kind of main pattern going, doing this fast 1 1 1 1 1 1, and then the slower LFO 3 is also being used here. So the filter comes down over time. So it actually starts with more high end, and then it goes down into the more kind of the low end area over time. You know what I mean? Yeah, moving on, distortion a little bit to reintroduce some of those harmonics, and that really makes it kind of sing quite nicely. A little bit of EQing to again boost. You can see the EQ here. You can see where there's areas that are kind of like missing. If there's a little hole in your sound, you know, from all the stuff that you've done, you can kind of like fill in that hole a little bit just by boosting the EQ here, and by doing it on the LFO as well. It creates a life into that kind of boost, so you can see it's going up in time. So that's quite tasty, and I think I had a slight bit of flanging at the end just for a bit of fun. Yeah, you can't really notice it, but yeah, that's kind of the main patch then, I suppose. Yeah, but it's got this nice kind of dragging, a bit lazy feeling, which we had by using the attack. And one more thing that I forgot to mention, I also put a little pitch bend at the start on envelope 2, and if you just go over to the advanced tab, the matrix tab, click envelope 2, and then voice transpose, we turn this bar up a little bit, and then we make a really short kind of spike where it goes down, so it's a little bit of pitch drop. But yeah, that's the Lazy Boy bass. Yeah, I quite like that one. Like I said, feel free to grab it for free on my Patreon if you want to join that, and if not, we can still be friends. It's just not quite as good friends. Yeah, if you like my tutorials and stuff, make sure you definitely subscribe. I hate asking that because it feels really like needy, but just subscribe, all right? Otherwise, I'm gonna stop making videos if you don't. Yeah, how'd you like that? No more free tutorials every day. Anyway, peace. Have a lovely day.